Sometimes your life won't turn out how you planned it. It turns out how you work for it. How you wake up and you chase that dream every single morning. It's what you give your time and your energy to that takes you to the next level. You see, I witnessed the death of my mother, the death of my grandfather, the incarceration of my father, and still I stood. Because when I walked in those projects, I realized one thing. I realized this, that my dream never lived down there. I realized that everything I ever dreamed of lives in the sky, and I must jump every single day to go reclaim what's mine. And that's royalty. You see, many of us believe that just because our father was a drug dealer and our uncle was a drug dealer, that is our life and that is our forever. But I want you to know something. That is only a lesson to show us to be something more than what they thought we can be. You see, when a family tree is dying, all you have to do is take care of the roots. And if the roots is too dead to bring the tree back alive, you plant another one. Young king and queen, I'm sorry, but we live in a generation today where you're going to have to grow up right now. You're going to have to be phenomenal in everything you do because everyone in the world is chasing greatness. And what do you do when a man is going 100 miles per hour and you haven't even started the engine yet? The best gifts come from the bottom. They say, well, why you want to be great? I don't want to be great for me. I want to be great so them project babies can look in the mirror and say, I am too. I am special. That flower grew in the same streets that I grew up in. That rose rose up through that concrete, and so can I. It's a mentality. Roses can grow in the projects if you take care of the soil. It don't matter how big the house is, baby. It's the love inside of it. Take care of your community. Take care of your brothers and sisters. Hold cowards accountable for what they put in your neighborhoods. Put your crown back on your head. Let the world know your name. King and queen. This means you gotta work. This means you have to grind when they sleep. You gotta grind when they walk. You gotta grind when you do not feel like it. And this in all areas in life. School, sports, your religion. Consistency is the tunnel to greatness. Consistency will turn an ordinary man into something he never thought he can be.
Hello, guys. I just sent a message.
No need to post
Just
on
running
Facebook.
away then.
Hello, cellular telephone. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
We're good, man. We're good.
Good.
We're good.
Hi everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Surprising, Olufemi. You.
You have a PSP all day?
Akibusuri.
So we wait for more people to hop on it. Oh, nice, awesome, man. Happy Sunday to you all. I'm not sure if Hyacinth is on the call today.
I don't think she's here.
She's not here.
I didn't see it. It's on a couple.
Yeah, Hyacinth, are you on the call? No, I guess not. Okay, not yet. So we'll wait for Hyacinth to join us. Yeah, but she's not here yet. Okay, got it. So when she comes, we'll see her. Okay, perfect. So she's not here yet. In the time being, so we have a really exciting news. So Lufemi, do you want to do the honors?
I do not ever want to be accused of usurping the president.
Yeah, right.
You mean, right. I think you can do the honors. It's fine. We were all there together, yesterday.
Okay, nice. All right. So yesterday we went. So I got an opportunity from from Isaac. I'm sure a lot of you know Isaac, but if you don't, he's a builder, a real estate developer. So he has agents, working for him. So we've been looking and searching for land for a while now, and some of the listings that we found that we're really interested in, they're not zoned residential, right? And the ones that are zoned residential, they're really expensive, like 17 million and thereabout. So it's really it's been discouraging and a bit challenging to find listings that are in our price range. So I reached out to Isaac and I asked him to get his agents to to look for property for us. Like if they find anything, should basically let us know, right? So one of his agents sent me a private listing couple of days ago, and we're like, let's go see it, let's visit. So yesterday, myself and some members of the executive board went to Port Coburn to visit the property. Really, really beautiful. It's a private sale. It's actually zoned residential already, so we don't have to go through all the legal stuff or the city to get it rezoned and everything like that. And one other thing we noticed with Port Coburn is there are lots of old people. It's like an old city. There's an aging community there. So I think the city is really open to accepting fresh blood and young people and even minorities, right? So they're really open to that. So this said property is already zoned for residential. So let me see if I can share my screen and show you guys what the pricing looks like for this property. I don't want to don't get discouraged, but it's not bad. Basically, it's not compared to everything else. It's not bad at all. So let me see. Here we are. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so the property, is in Port Coburn, ready to go, zoned residential and also mixed use. Basically, they have some like a portion of the land which is like approximately 1 acre for commercial. So we can build stores there, shops and everything like that. With this like around 32 acres in total for the land. On that property, they already have the permits and everything. I mean, they have we can build 119 detached homes on it and 57 apartment units. And like an average price for a detached house in Port Coburn is around 800 to 900,000. So really, really good. Even if we we find a way we can even rezone this for like to get it like maybe townhomes or something, so we can have more homes on the property as well.
And sorry, just these 119 detached home lots are actually estate lots.
Estate lot.
So
yeah,
one of the
really
things
big.
that they did mention was that there is a possibility of, you know, reducing the size and just getting rezoning for regular
Yeah.
lots, like just for regular detached lots. So that's something we could potentially look into as well.
And it's really close to development. Like there's stores like 5 minutes from the said property.
Yeah.
Like Food Basics,
Mhm.
CIBC, TD Bank, like all the major banks are like 5 minutes away. So it's like really, really close to development. It's close to the highway.
Mhm.
There's a ravine as well.
Mhm. Ravine
So,
areas, yeah, ravine
depending on
lots.
if you buy like estate homes, like if we sell them, and people like some people will have to back the ravine as well. So, which is really, really good. And I mean, just driving around the city itself, it's really beautiful. They have a downtown area as well, and most of the stores there are pretty much uh, closed now due to COVID and everything like that. But I I have a good feeling about the city, and it's a place that I feel that if we are strategic, we can basically you know I don't want to use the word takeover. Do you have
Go
any other
ahead
word?
and populate and
And
build our
populate, yeah,
community,
yeah,
even not just within these 32 acres, but even the
yeah.
surrounding areas, just because of the demographic of the city.
The demographic of the city, because one thing as my wife mentioned, it's an aging population there, right? Most of the people there are old, on wheelchair and all that stuff. So, I mean, if we go in now and we're strategic, we can basically take over, basically. So the asking price is 6.5 million. Like every other real estate deal, there's room for negotiation. So if you guys are interested, we can put a bid forward and negotiate, right? But like I mentioned, an average detached home goes for around 800,000. So if we build 119 detached homes on this land, that alone will return like over 95 million in profit. So I talked to Isaac as well in terms of building these detached homes and the apartment units. He said, we should estimate anywhere between 15 to 20 million. It's like with 15 to 20 million, we can get this done. And the profit margin, as you guys know, is ridiculous. If you build with 20 million and you make like 95 million, that is ridiculous, right? It's a crazy profit margin. So yeah, so that is what we have on the table right now that we're exploring. What else? So the deposit, if we want to put in an offer, what they're asking for right now is 250,000. So, and I believe, I mean, for our group, we can raise that. We can reach out to our different investors and try to come up with that money and put it down. And we can also explore financing options from the bank, for them to be able to finance this kind of deal. We're actually talking to the bank right now, or China Bank and other ones, to get financing for the actual purchase if they're willing to do it, because it's such a
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, go
on. So just to back up, at the beginning, you mentioned that we're looking for a property in our price range. What is our price range?
Originally, it was 2
It was 2 million. So we did a survey originally, yeah.
But we can't get no land around the areas that we wanted. So one of the discussions that we've been having for the past couple months is, where do we compromise, or what do we compromise on?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the harder, between price and distance, distance is going to be the hardest thing to compromise, because people still want to have access to their jobs and to how they're making money in order for them to invest.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we were like, okay, well, and then let's look at price. If we can compromise on price and land size, that's the other thing. How can we make this work? And so that's when we started, discussing the idea of, okay, well, maybe we can go up a little higher. And then we came up on these 21 million 15 million, 17 million. And then we're like, okay, that's way too expensive for residential. So then we were looking at rezoning, and then that's when we started hearing like 10 years, 20 years, 25 years to rezone, like an agricultural land.
Yeah.
So then we were like, okay, that's probably not gonna work. And then that's when Akeem reached out to Isaac, and then that's when Isaac put him on to Folu. And then Folu said that he knew about this property here. And with the price being 6.5 million, it's not that far away from our 2 million compared to 20 or 17. So this is why we've landed on this property. And then
my next question is, of the survey that you had everyone fill out, what is the amount that everybody has cash, or what is the total amount that everybody has cash to invest?
So it varies. So it was a different range. So I think the minimum was $5,000 that everyone.
No, I mean total together.
Oh, together was
it was around 2 million.
It was around 2 million. Yeah, that's what we got.
Okay.
Yeah. When we did that originally.
So from the people who filled out the survey, that's where we hit the 2 million mark, and that's kind of what we use as our marker.
As our benchmark, basically. Because even if I mean, like I mentioned earlier, there's financing, right? Option to finance as well. So if we can come up with 2 million collectively as a group, that's amazing, right? Because I mean, we can use that as like our down payment. We just have to finance the other half, but because with this property, I mean, we don't really have a lot of work to do. There's some trees on the property that we probably have to clear, and right after that, I mean, we can put our sign up, right, and get an architect and the layout and all that stuff, and start selling on paper, right? And we like the different deposit structures that we're probably gonna have, maybe bring 5%, bring another 5% after 30 days or after 60 days, and all that stuff. I mean, we can raise, we should be able to raise enough money to pay off the remaining balance of the land, right? And in terms of building the funds that we probably need to build, we have to work with a bank to finance that. And one of the, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And one other thing that I want to bring up too is, for us as a group, because I mean, this is a cooperative, right? And as a cooperative, some of the incentives that we have to give our members now. So I was just thinking about some of this stuff. Some of them we've talked about before, but I was like, let me document some of the ideas again, and bring it up and see what everyone has to say about them. But for instance, like you get ownership, right? Another idea I have is seller's finance. So since we're the ones building, we can do something like where we have like sweat equity. We can tell, our members, members of Pamoja, say, if you dedicate a certain number of hours to the building project, if you go to there, you walk, maybe you help paint, you help, with some carpentry work or something like that. These hours will eventually convert into down payments for you towards the property, right? Because we're the ones dictating the price now. So there's a little bit of flexibility there for us to be able to say, your sweat equity can then convert into down payment. So for instance, if you work like maybe, I'm just gonna throw a figure out there, don't quote me on this, please. If you work like maybe 200 hours on site, maybe that will equate to like 20% down payment, right? So if you go to your bank and you get a pre-approval for a mortgage, you tell the bank, well, I already paid 20% down because I contributed. I mean, what do
and
beauty, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Go on.
So let's say we get 2 million together. Say, as quickly as like the next couple months or something like that. My question is, how would the bank go about financing 4.5 million for a cooperative? Like this is kind of new to me. So if let's say there's like, 200, 300 members or something like that, how would we go about financing? How would they how would they assess our ability to pay that mortgage?
I mean, that is more of like a financial question, but
that is
I'm
something
sure
we're going to talk about.
it's something that we
the
definitely
amounts
we're talking about
this
with the
week, actually.
with the bankers that we're talking to.
Mhm.
But you know, they have their own you know, measures and, you know, KPIs and different requirements on what they need and stuff like that. But whatever it is, maybe even if it's just the board that they're going to access or they're going to talk to, or maybe they will need a credit report of just the board of directors or something like that. Those are some of the discussions we will be having with the bank. And then whatever the outcome is, we will communicate that to everybody, so you know what is going on. I mean, we won't.
May I chime in here?
Sorry?
May I chime in?
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks, Aki. And I think the questions are valid questions. One thing we want to say is we don't have all the answers right now. Even when we started, we didn't have all the answers. But every day we keep working, making inroads. And today we know a whole lot more than we did when we started this journey. So a commitment we're given is we'll continue to seek for the answers. There are many opportunities available for raising finance and getting funding. We've got Miss Evadi, who works with us. She's experienced in community development and how to also, you know, secure some funding. We've also had some conversations, just like Aki and Nicole have mentioned. We know we're making progress, and every alternative that comes up, we will come back and present, you know, to the group, to the point where we can then take a decision on what is the best option for us to move forward. So please keep the questions coming. And if you also have suggestions, we're willing to listen to these suggestions as well.
Yeah.
Can everyone see my my screen still?
Yes.
Yes.
What can you see on the screen? Just let me know.
A map.
Oh, the map. Okay, perfect.
Lot.
So this is the site plan. I mean, it's already approved and everything by the city. So I mean, it's approved, ready to go. You know, everything is good, ready to go. So I just wanted to show you guys
Yeah, so
that
they also have
as well.
a site plan in place.
So a site plan, they also have a site plan in place. So it's ready to go. Yeah, so I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. So in terms of the for the members now, these are some of the things that I'm exploring, like the sweat equity, the affordability for our members, because we will have apartments, apartment units there as well. So you know, the plan is for us to, you know, build units that, you know, we're proud of, like our people can live in, right? You know, this will create passive income too as well. One of the ideas we have is to create a community center, maybe kind of like a museum / community center. So like a Black Legacy Center. So we can attract people to visit, pay to visit those the site or the museum. And with that, we can generate money for our members as well. Generational wealth, legacy building, it's all part of it, making history, and that's what it is. So that's what I have in terms of, you know, the option on the table right now, right? So we will need investors. If you guys are good to go, let's find ways to, you know, get that going. So I'll stop sharing. I don't know if Hyacinth is here right now. No?
I think yes, I am. Okay,
all right. So, you know, Hyacinth, she's been helping us with the bylaws for the cooperatives. So this meeting was specifically for her, for her to, you know, go through the bylaw with us, and also for you guys to ask any questions that you have in terms of the bylaw, because ultimately, as a cooperative, the bylaw is what will govern and you know, shape the way we operate, right? So as you all know, members are the ones that own the cooperative. So the cooperative is basically your business, right? You can dictate how you want things to be. and the bylaw is pretty much our Bible. It's what will like govern everything. So it's important that you all take time out to read and review the bylaw. So we have Hyacinth here today. So Hyacinth, I don't know if you want to share your screen or you want me to share it so you can go over the bylaw. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
So where do you want me to go first?
Okay, so this bit, we don't need interpretation, we don't need head office.
I can't hear her.
Sorry, I think somebody else might be unmuted. Do you want to maybe mute everybody, even us?
Hyacinth.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to mute everyone, so just unmute yourself after. Okay.
Okay.
Unmute yourself, please.
Okay.
Oh, I think this voice is probably from you. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so where should we go first?
Okay, so we can go to the members. But then again, you see, what I sent the bylaws in is for, for the members to read it and let me know if there is anything, because based on what I hear, I just prepare the director's part is what is, according to the cooperative, act and the cooperative legislation, but regarding the members and the acceptance of members, becoming members, like I just want, is that what you guys want? Is that what the members want, or if there's anything else, or any other way they want to become members, then they can let me know and I can change.
All right, so
So these are what I just come up. These are what I just come up with. That's what you guys do. Agree or disagree or change.
does anyone, I don't have any concerns, but does anybody else have concerns about the membership?
About the membership.
I saw somebody did raise their hand.
I did.
There's one thing I have there, the statement of purpose, and that is what I couldn't come up with. I need, the group to come up with the statement of purposes for the organization. Or how you want to state the purpose of the organization. That is what I couldn't come up with. And everything else, I was able to come up with based on the meeting I attended the last time.
Okay, so Yvonne, did you have any questions?
I do. I have a couple. But in respect to membership, I think someone had raised this before. It was a question I had as well. Where it says in section E, 3E, 3.1E, sorry, not E, F, to pay a yearly membership fee. The question was, will that restrict us in case someone does want to pay monthly or biannually or whatever?
No, it doesn't restrict, as long as that membership fee is paid for the year. You can stop with each member if they want to pay upfront or if they want to pay yearly, and that is something between the organization and the member.
Okay, so that wording is not restricted.
No.
Okay, and then in section, can you scroll up a little bit? To section 3.2. 3.2E, yeah. Is there something I don't know? Maybe I didn't see it, but is there? So if someone account is not in good standing, is that now a part of the internal protocol, or do we need to spell it out in this document? Because I don't recall seeing.
It can be spelled out here, and it can also be like a byproduct or a different what do you call it? A different
Policy and procedure
policy and
document?
procedure, yeah, of the organization.
Okay.
Okay, let me just check the chat to see if there's any more further questions. Okay, so okay, that's Charmaine. Okay, so 3.0 G. 3.01 G. Oops, let me move this over so I can see it. N.
Which one?
The application shall be presented a form prescribed by the Board of Directors, and all such applications shall be acted upon promptly by the Board of Directors. I'm not sure
Which one are you talking about?
what in is. Add in, maybe?
To add in.
Oh,
In
to
a-
add.
I'm not sure. Which one are you talking about? G?
Yeah, G. This one here, application.
Okay.
Oh, in a form prescribed. Okay.
The in is missing.
Yeah. No, in. Yeah, the in is missing. Yeah.
In a form, yeah.
And then 0.0 base bylaws of the cooperative. I think these are some member.
Oh, well, this just looks like correcting the
Yeah,
stuff.
these
the
are
past,
more so like some corrections. 5.05.
which we will get to eventually for sure.
Yeah.
But now, just if you have any
So we'll keep
questions,
this, but if
maybe,
there's any more, like any
concern or anything that you have,
voting in circles 2 to 5. Okay, I got it. Okay, so she's looking at more like the, as you said, more like grammatical stuff.
Okay.
Does anybody have any other details to add they feel like should be added or taken away?
So, yeah.
Can I say something?
Yep.
Yes.
The initial interpretation of membership type, I see there are two classes of membership. So shouldn't there be an explanation in the bylaws as to what constitutes a common member and preference share member?
You know something, I can do that, and what I will do is, because it's already in the articles, so I will take it from the articles also and I will put it in here.
Great. So Steve is asking about how, how you become a member.
I think I have under 3.1, you have about becoming a member. So if you guys want to change anything regarding that or add anything about becoming a member, then that is what I want to, to let you know.
Yeah, so it's right here.
I don't think there's anything to change.
Yeah. Unless you want to add anything else.
No, but I think he was saying that it's his first time here.
So Hyacinth, did you put the price here as well or no?
No, I didn't put the price in the bylaw. So I think that should be like a different
This says which is determined by the board.
Yeah, because I see
the policy, or you prepare a different form, like a formula form on what the price of the share is.
Yeah, because we have the membership application form anyways.
Right.
And then just in case in the future the price does change, which it will.
Right. Because every time something changes, you want to put something that changes constantly, not in it, because every time it changes, you have to amend the bylaw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you only want the bylaw to be amended when there's a specific purpose to amend it. You don't go amending the bylaw every year.
Yeah.
So okay, but I think one of the acts from the beginning was for the original members, the membership fee shouldn't really change if it does change. Yeah? I mean, it's up to the members to vote anyways on that kind of change. So you guys probably have to vote. But for all future new members in the future, like, maybe after we've completed our first successful project, or we have a couple of projects under our belt, if newer members want to join, you guys will have to determine how much, they should pay for membership, right?
And you'll also find, because this is something new, you'll also find that as you go along, as you progress, you might even want to change some things or add some things in the bylaw as things become available, because sometimes policies are made depends on what happens in the future, right?
Yeah. So
So
any other questions?
there was somebody, Andrew was asking about the annual budget. So right now, we literally just took the budget just from the expenses that we have, just base expenses. Your Zoom, your website, your the registration of Pamoja, like those were the different things that we looked at. So that added up to a couple $1,000. But in the future, now that we know kind of more what we're doing, more of what it's going to cost, we'll adjust that accordingly. And then, but yeah, so that's
But
where
I think that should be a part of maybe the financial statement.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I also need to know what the year end of the year end is, the fiscal year end.
Yeah, I think because we think we're gonna do April to March, right? Because we've not really launched officially yet, because we're waiting to complete the bylaw and so on. So I think it will be April to March. That's what the fiscal year is gonna be.
Okay, so March 31st.
Yes.
And it might even end
This
up
is
being
something you probably should speak to your accountant about too, to see when your the fiscal year end for the organization should be.
Yeah.
the accounting software we do have, and that's something that Pauline, who's the treasurer, put together. And I may have missed it, but did anyone suggest changing?
Yeah, so for sure, it's part of the bylaw as well, right? Hyacinth, I think you added 2 to 5 years change.
And then you were telling, because I sent you the bylaw before we spoke about limiting the directors or whatever, so that it doesn't get changed over every year. So I have not done that yet. So I will add that, because after I sent you the bylaw, that's when we discussed that.
Okay,
so
perfect.
I will add that in.
So yeah, to answer your question, she will be adding that in. The plan is we don't want to have all the directors voted out at the same time. So, because I mean, it will make sense for the business. So the plan is to to have maybe a position 1 year come up for vote every year, another one come up for vote every 2 years, another come up for vote every 3 years, like just rotate that way. So we can always have someone that is present.
Yeah.
That
You
still
can,
sorry?
So you will be able to, for instance, let's say a director position comes up for voting for 2 years. You can still vote in the same person. It doesn't stop you from voting the same person. It only stop from voting out all the heads that are running the organization all at the same time.
All at the same time, yes. So it doesn't become an issue, right? Like, because if we vote everybody out at the same time, no one will know what
is going on.
What is going on, yeah.
Or how the organization won't be able to run smoothly then.
Yes.
Does
membership terminate at death or
dissolves to members here?
Hyacinth, I was hoping that it's something you can pass to your family, but I mean, it's what do you think?
Or your asset?
That's I'm gonna pass this question to Hyacinth. Can you read it out for us?
So does membership terminate at death, or does it can it be passed on to your?
It wouldn't make sense, because you see, if they want somebody else to be a member of the organization, that person would join the organization. Right? If they want a family member to be a member of the organization, they would join the organization.
Yeah.
So it
Right?
won't be
Don't
passed
forget
down.
that that person, if they leave, they're gonna stop paying membership fee. If they die, they're gonna stop paying membership fee, right? So, I mean, I don't see where it is plausible to, um, to transfer it to, I mean, at death to transfer it to another person. What if they don't want it? Is,
Yeah,
when they can easily just sign up.
but wait, it's important to clarify this though, that for the projects that you do invest in, those
Mhm.
projects, I mean, if you get a share certificate, those share certificate can be passed down to your family, correct, Hyacinth?
Oh yeah, but that will be attached to the when you guys come to that, that will be attached to not necessarily the share certificate itself, but the agreement when the person
Yes.
reaches to that investment agreement.
Yes. So, because you being part of the cooperative gives you perks and ability to to be part of this progressive group of investors and
Right.
entrepreneurs, and then you can invest in the multiple projects that we are going to have, right?
Yeah,
So
but in that investment agreement at that time, that is where
exactly,
it
exactly.
transfer down. Yes.
Exactly. So for the building project, you have an opportunity to invest in that. You get your stock certificate or share certificate that you can then you get specific agreements like Hyacinth mentioned. If we invest in a farming project, then it's all optional. It's up to you to choose which project you want to invest in or you can invest in. If you have the means, maybe you can invest in all the projects or just one or two, right? So yeah.
Do we have any more questions or?
I wonder if the question was answered though for the member who or the person who asked it. Was it membership as it relates to the Pamoja or membership in a particular project? Because I think the focus was on the project, but to my mind, the question related to membership of Pamoja, which it indeed dissolves, but as we're saying, because an investor can invest in a project without being a member. So that project certificate, if you will, passes on to the heir or whomever it
Oh yes,
will do.
yes, yes,
But membership within Pamoja, that dissolves upon
Yes,
death.
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Just for the clarification, sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I have a further question.
Mhm.
I was thinking in terms of if someone is a member of Pamoja, that gives the person the opportunity to invest in property in the community, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
And then that person dies. So what happens? Does that devolve? Does it pass on to the heir since the person is an invested member of the community or no? Because I'm looking at it in terms of what you say, generational wealth.
Yes.
The investment
Yeah.
passes on. The
Yeah.
investment passes on.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
your
you.
investment passes on, but your actual membership with Pamoja, the,
The person has the option to then become a member.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Absolutely, unless the heir now decides to become a member, correct?
Yes, exactly.
but your investment passes on for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So thank you.
yeah, yeah. Really good questions. What else?
Can I ask a question about section 7? In fact, if you could just explain, I'm not sure I'm clear. Borrowing powers. How would is this specifically for the cooperative or members of the cooperative?
This is for the cooperative.
Okay, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
What happens in a situation where there's an opportunity to invest, and since all pockets are not equal, when there's some people get to invest in the project and others don't. So how will the community make it equitable for everyone to have even a piece of a project, even when one doesn't have the means, that comparative means like others? Because it might be a situation where projects keep coming up and one or two parties don't get to participate because they don't have the means at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in the investing in the cooperative as a whole, right? Then you can share in the investment of the cooperative.
Mhm.
But let's say a building is coming up and they have cooperative members who want to buy common shares, right? Who want to invest in that project, or non-members who want to invest in that project. Now, if they give, let's say, um 10,000 or 500, or 10,000 or 5,000, then the investment will be prorated based on the amount they put in that particular investment.
And then
Yeah,
participate in 5,000.
and to add to that, um, if you, I mean, we have to. There's some sort of benefit, like cash back benefit that you probably get eventually if you're a member of Pamoja. And one other thing I mentioned earlier as well, that there is like opportunities like you using sweat equity, working and helping us build. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be you having the funds to invest. Sometimes it might just be you helping, volunteer some of your hours of time, which can convert into some sort of equity for you, right?
Okay, Aki, just a thought that I had here.
Mm-hmm.
If, for instance, there's a project like Chigozie was talking about,
Mm-hmm.
someone doesn't have enough funds to contribute to buy a unit. Let's assume a unit is $5,000. Is it possible for us to consider maybe 5 people coming together,
Yeah.
putting $1,000 together, so they then jointly then acquire one unit?
Yeah,
That
Chigozie,
was
will
something
that
that we had brought up, yeah,
yeah,
before.
Chigozie, will that address your concern
Yeah.
of people not
Yes,
getting?
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah.
there's different ways that we've figured that we can
But-
implement to solve that problem of people who don't have the 5,000,
But
let's
this
say,
is the
for
thing,
example. Yeah.
as a business, one thing we have to also be mindful of is once 5 or 6 people come together to pool resources together, then it becomes a separate legal entity, right? They're responsible for whatever happens within their legal entity. I mean, they can still invest as one shareholder.
Agreed with you totally.
They have to now discuss their own terms and their own agreements between themselves, right? Because
Spot on.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
understand.
we just have to make sure that with
Yeah.
the group there's
And maybe one of the requirements for us would now be for them to sort of put together a teaming agreement, which
Yeah.
they would submit to us for
Good.
getting that unit. Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
totally.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Everything that I'm asking is in terms of the objectives of Pamoja. No one left behind. So if you're going to make a project,
Absolutely.
I say
Absolutely.
nobody's be left behind.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the goal. Honestly, that's the heart behind it. There are people that just do private companies and just run with it, but the goal here is for us to do it collectively with no one left behind.
Mhm,
So that is what it is really.
So another question came up regarding, was that all? Did that answer that question?
Yes.
Okay, good. So another question came up about quorum. 5% to make major decisions seems a bit low
5% for what?
to make decisions for quorum, like for us to,
Yeah, that's section 4.05, I think.
And you can change it. Let me know.
Is that is that something that's normal, or do you think it's low?
5.4.
5.4 is it? To the officers qualification.
My question is, should it be whichever is more rather than whichever is less?
I think,
I
do I have
see.
whichever is more or whichever is less there? It should be more.
Then 5%?
I said,
Yeah, so the document says whichever is less. So that's my question. Should it be whichever
oh,
is
so
more?
it should be whichever is more.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
What,
okay.
what number is that? What number is that?
That's 4.05A.
Okay.
5A.
Mhm.
Okay, so whichever is more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
That's cool. So some of these changes, I mean, we will document them and send them over to you. And
Yep.
some of the minor, spelling checks and dates and all that, we'll send everything to you, and then you can,
Mhm.
make the changes and send them back. But other than that, I think we're good for time, right?
We do
I
have,
think we're good for now because we have 3 minutes to go.
yeah, I was just gonna say,
Okay.
we have about 3 minutes. But if anyone does have anything more to add, if there's anything that you
Yeah,
is,
go through it, and if there's anything more to add or take away, you guys discuss them amongst yourself. Once you agree with it, then send it back to me.
Yeah.
definitely.
And then yeah, send it back. And I think Charmaine posted a link, Google link for to send the questions.
Yes.
So please make good use of that and just send them in. We will
We
get
need to
them.
put a time limit though, because we don't want it going on forever. So in the next week or so, can we
Oh, yeah.
all take a look and
Yes,
make
yes.
sure we send in feedback within the coming week, please?
Yeah.
So by Friday, 12 a.m.
All right. So one last thing before we close out. Please follow us on social media. Join the Facebook group,
Share with your friends.
Twitter, Instagram. We did a competition for Black History Month for some of our children participated in it, and they actually won like $50. So and please follow us on Instagram. The website is up. Wait, the website is up, but we're still trying to fine tune and just the members area is currently closed. It's actually locked right now. But eventually once we open that section, you can get access to it. But this is the website, and please just make sure these are the members of the power team behind the scene working tirelessly. So please visit the website, take a look at it, right?
Yeah.
All right, and just one quick thing Patrick mentioned, 5% seems a bit low, maybe 50, it should be 15, more like 15. So perhaps Hyacinth could take a second look at that, please,
Okay.
whilst we are going to close the meeting.
And please, if anyone speaks French, please reach out to us. We need you.
Yeah, because we want to do a French website. We want to translate the website into a French version of it. So if you speak French, please reach out to us so we can do that
also
together.
any of our written documents.
And Olufemi, do you want to just close out in terms of us with the Coben opportunity before us? Maybe we should send out a survey today. To ask members if they're interested in that deal. If they are, we have to think about ways to raise that money ASAP.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll send out the.
So yeah, we need to close the meeting in 30 seconds. So Charmaine and I were going to work and try and put together some feelers, which would sort of get responses from the group. Before that, we also sort of try and do some milestones. When do certain funds become necessary, so we can sort of plan it out. So yeah, we'll reach out.
Okay, amazing. Okay, all right, thank you all. One more comment. Let me stop sharing. Okay, blessings all. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
Everybody.
Bye.
Keep the hope alive. We're doing this. Tuko Pamoja. Tuko Pamoja.
Family.
Doing this.
Family.
Right,
Family. Life in Ghana.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes.